Welcome to Buell Field at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. This is the Valley on ESPN. Today's game, the Drake University Bulldogs host in-state rival the Northern Iowa Panthers. Along with Kim Jones, I'm Kevin Croft. Happy to have you along here today. 65-degree sunny spring day. This is a day for softball and the 135th meeting between these two programs.
Yes, beautiful day. A little wind's blown out a little, but it's a gorgeous day, and I'm very excited to see this matchup.
Well, and for the Bulldogs, they push into the circle. Their sophomore Emma Dighton, 4-8 overall record, a 5.09 ERA. This will be her 9th start of the year. 56 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 87 hits, 41 earned runs, just 12 walks, and collecting 30 strikeouts. And when you look for Emma Dighton in the circle today, Kim, with the wind blowing out, facing the #1 home run hitting team in the league, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, depending on the strength of her pitches, keeping the ball down as much as possible so we're not giving them a chance to carry anything too far out. But making sure she mixes it up a little bit, keep it on the corners, and try to just, if at all possible, keep them off balance.
Well, and defensively behind Dighton, it'll be Rigby behind the dish. Leitner at first base, Beitzinger at second, Miller at short, and Koenig at third. Through the outfield from left to right, it will be Wheeler, Lehman, and Voltman. And so for the Panthers, the league-leading Panthers with a 26-win, 11-loss overall record, 15-1 in Valley play against Drake with an 11-27 overall record, and 4 wins and 12 losses on the season. So Northern Iowa coming in the top spot, Bulldogs holding off the 9th spot in the league, and they get to face Kaylee Sanders right out of the gates.
Swings at the first pitch. They're coming up to hit.
And Sanders takes ball 1, count evens at 1-1. Sanders on the year batting .286, 4 home runs, 15 RBI. And Sanders, if she gets on, 6 of 8 on the base paths. This is a running Panther team, 71 stolen bases on the year and 91 attempts.
Yeah, they're going to make things happen.
Well, as I wrote my notes before the game, Kim, they hit for average, they hit for power, they score a lot of runs, they have a low ERA, and they strike out a lot of batters.
Yeah, not a bad way to go. I'm looking at Dighton here, and I can tell she's trying to keep it down and missed a couple times on the corner, but I think she's doing a good job of keeping it on inside, outside, down, and away. We'll see what they do on this one.
2-2, fouled back, stays at 2-2 on Sanders. Sanders, the shortstop from Grandview, Iowa. She's got a career-high 4 home runs on the season. And strikeout victim #1.
That was a great pitch on the outside corner. Broke a little bit. And I think that's a great start for Drake because you want to keep her off the base paths to start.
And Alexis Pupillo will be the batter for Northern Iowa. And you're shuddering, Kim.
Yes.
.417 batting average, a team-high 17 home runs, 47 RBI. I see a little off-speed pitch coming in as strike 1.
And it's really impressive because this is a freshman and doing some damage here.
Well, and for Pillow, we just learned this afternoon, earned Newcomer of the Week in the Missouri Valley Conference, and she puts a 1-out single into left field for the first base runner for the Panthers.
Yeah, she did. That hung over the plate a little bit. It's a bit high, and she just ripped it up the middle.
Well, the hits keep coming for this Panther squad. And Madison Park steps up for them next, batting .373 on the year, 4 home runs, 22 RBI, and a team-high 18 stolen bases on the year. Popped up center field, Lehman on the move, makes the catch for out number 2, and Papillo gets back to first base.
Yeah, you couldn't have a better situation there for the pitcher to throw one pitch, have him pop it out, and get that off the base.
And now, like I said, the hits just keep coming. Maya Dodge
Yeah.
for the Panthers, and she was just announced earning her second Player of the Week award just about an hour or two before first pitch. And Maya Dodge, 458 on the season, 16 homers, 60 RBI on the year.
Definitely you want her up to bat with the runner on.
And runner is going down to second base. Throw, is it in time? It is. And Papillo gunned down at second base by Skylar Rigby.
Great throw. Yeah.
Great throw, but there is a review coming. Excuse me, and Kim, just when we look at it here from the booth, we got a straight shot out to second base. What are your thoughts? What do you process without seeing the replay?
Yeah,
what goes
so
through
I
your
couldn't
mind?
see her feet, but personally I felt like she was there, that the tag was on her body and her feet were already there, because it was boom, boom, the throw went right at the same time as she went down, but very close play. Right on the money throw. I just think it was a little late for the speed.
So the officials go underneath the tent, and while they do that, let's take a look at the standings here at the midpoint of the season. Northern Iowa, with that 15-1 record, sit in first place with a 1.5 game lead over Missouri State and Illinois State, who are tied with 14-3 records. For the Bulldogs, they sit in ninth place with a 4-win, 12-loss record in the conference, 1 game ahead of Valparaiso, who's with a record of 3 wins, 13 losses, and 2.5 games behind Evansville with a 7-win, 10-loss record over all Missouri Valley Conference play. A quick review by the umpiring crew, and the out call holds.
I like that they stayed with it. It was a really great throw by Rigby, for sure.
So Papillo is retired at second base. Bulldogs give up 1 hit, no run. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Wake up to 5-star living. At Ramsey Village, our tradition of excellent care is recognized by a 5-star quality rating. From skilled rehabilitation to long-term assistance, Ramsey Village provides loving care for persons that want and value quality care settings. Virtual tours available. Schedule yours today. Call Ramsey Village, 720-0376. Ramsey Village, when you need health, wholeness, and loving care.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
Back at Buell Field, Bulldogs and Panthers in-state rivalry. Game tied at 0 going into the bottom of the first. And in the circle for the Panthers, Samantha Heyer, a .172 ERA, 17 wins, 4 losses. This will be her 19th start of the year. She's pitched 11 complete games, 130 innings pitched, giving up just 82 hits, 32 earned runs, 27 walks, and amassing 201 strikeouts.
That's impressive.
Well, those numbers are top 1 or 2 in the league in both wins and strikeouts, and even put you in the top 25 nationally in these kinds of numbers. So we're really watching some very elite level pitching for this Panthers squad.
Yeah, and just starting to watch her pitch. She's got some great movement on the pitch.
And Heyer is out in front of Haley Lehman for the Bulldogs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the defense behind Heyer, Papillo behind the dish, the first-year player. And at first is Lamprecht. Second base is Hogan. Sanders at short and Snyder at third. And the outfield from left to right, Dodge, Parks, and Moss.
They've got the infield pulled in a little bit as well. They know she's speedy.
Lehman on the year, batting .245, an on-base average of .339. And a line shot just to the left of the third base bag.
Yeah, she took that outside pitch really well. Just missed.
Heyer out in front, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Heyer goes outside, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A really good chase pitch that broke outside, away from the plate. Not one you want to swing at, but Lehman's doing a really good job of battling here.
Chopper down to the left side, charging is Snyder, and beating out the throw is Haley Lehman for a leadoff runner on board.
That's textbook slapping right there. Big chop, short hop. They could not get it there in time. She's quick.
And Snyder charging, that's about all she can really do. Yeah.
They were playing in as well, so just a really well-executed hit.
Well, the Bulldogs left fielder now at the plate in Heidi Wheeler. Wheeler, a 5'4" sophomore with a .346 on base average.
High pitch, and she looks like she may be threatening to bunt here.
On the base paths, a bunt is awesome. Lehman, 10 stolen bases out of 11 attempts this year. So a lot of speed at the top of this Bulldog lineup. Swinging through the offering, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
In UNI's defenses, looks like they're playing their averages here, and they're pulled in. Going to go for the force if they can.
And the matchup a week ago between Northern Iowa and Drake Wheeler, 1 for 2 in the game with a double. And she shows bunt once again and falls behind 1 ball, 2 strikes.
With that speed on first base, she really just needs to put that ball in play and give Lehman a chance here.
Swinging through the offering is Wheeler for strikeout number 1. And the first out of the bottom of the first for the Bulldogs.
Batting next for the Bulldogs, pitcher number 16, Emma Dighton.
And Bulldogs next up have Emma Dighton. And Dighton was one of those rare bright spots in the 9-1 loss at Northern Iowa. Going 2 of 3 with a double.
She has a real nice bat. Like if she puts it in play, it's gonna go. She's got a great swing. She's very fundamental in it, and needs to give Lehman a chance here to advance.
Dighton with a team high. Oh, there goes Lehman. Throw gets by the shortstop Sanders, but easily covered by Hogan behind the base. So stolen base number 11 of the year for Haley Lehman. Well, Dighton on the year, the team leader in home run was 6 and leader in RBI with 29. And now she's got a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. Good swing, better pitch, right?
Really good pitch. Yeah. She just has great movement, both ways and up. Just some great spin.
190 down the lines, 220 to center. Wind blowing out to left center now.
That was a good hold for Dighton because that pitch came in and broke in, and she just let it go, which would have jammed her. So it was good discipline.
Popped up shallow in the infield. Underneath it is Hogan, who grabs out number 2. Good break for the Panthers.
Now batting for the Bulldogs.
But they bring up probably one of the most spark plug players in this Bulldog lineup, and Skylar Rigby. Rigby against Northern Iowa collected 1 hit. Was 0 for 5 in the Illinois State Series, though.
Yeah, she plays with a lot of energy, so it's good to have her up to bat right now. They got a great chance to score here with Lehman on second.
Rigby with a 370 on base average on the season. She's driven in 6. And Rigby out in front of the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Trying to get an idea of how the umpire's calling these pitches. So far, the higher pitches are not getting the call, so
3-0 count now for Rigby, and Rigby and the batter behind her and Carrie Koenig have both been moving up in the order slightly and slowly in reward for their activity and aggressiveness at the plate. The 3-0. Strike 1 called.
money down the plate there.
Hitter's pitch coming from higher. It gets
Yes.
away from the catcher Papillo, and down to third base is going to be Haley Lehman as Skylar Rigby gets the base on balls.
Batting next for the Bulldogs.
It was a great at bat for her.
And opportunities knocking for the Bulldogs here against the league leading Panthers. And for the Bulldogs, it's Carrie Koenig at the plate. Koenig with a 352 on base average. No home runs on the season. And she's driven in 6, and she's got one runner 60 feet away here with 2 outs.
And Hire just is getting ahead. I think she realizes that she had a couple where she got behind, and this one she's got ahead on with a strike.
Popped up. Does it get out of play? Papillo tries to make a play on it. It goes over the netting. And that'll be a cheeseburger at McDonald's for a lucky fan. And Koenig falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Koenig swinging through, second strikeout of the half inning for the Panthers, and down go the Bulldogs. They strand 2 on 1 hit. 0-0 through 1. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
YouTube is the new home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Sign up now and get $100 off. Watch all your favorite NFL teams' out-of-market Sunday afternoon games all season long exclusively on YouTube and YouTube TV. Sign up now.
Dominic Toretto, you destroyed my family. And now you'll have to watch who you love most die.
He's coming for you with everything.
What's the plan, Dom? I'm not sure anymore. This is your last ride. You made one mistake. You never took my car.
Rated PG-13. Only in theaters May 19th.
Hey, Dad. What's the ocean like? Are there animals living underwater? Is the ocean warm?
Yeah, it can be very warm.
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
New and existing customers can choose the phone they want, like the incredible iPhone 14 on us.
Not to brag, but I'm on Verizon now. And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free.
Not that you're bragging.
Choose the phone you want on us. Verizon.
5, 6, and 7 spots, and the Panther lineup due up here in the top of the second inning, and they'll get things kicked off with Addison McElrath. And McElrath, 532 average, appearing in 25 games. This is her 12th start, and she's hit 4 home runs and driven in 19.
I think we have Dodge back up because she was there when they threw it down to second, and so I think we have her back up to bat.
And we do have Maya Dodge back.
She was in the middle of a hitting last inning.
So Dodge gets another crack at the Bulldogs, and she swings through, fooled by Dighton's offering, and 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Wow, what a beautiful pitch. That fell out too. A little bit of off speed breaking down.
Well, the Panthers have not seen Dighton pitch in person. This will be a pop-up by Dodge, and there in left field is going to be Wheeler to make the catch and the first out of the half inning.
Now batting for the Panthers, designated player number 9, Addison McElrath.
And now McElrath will step up to the plate, and her 532 average along with a 979 slugging percentage. An OPS that's beyond the calculation of most people.
Yeah, they're just impressive up and down the lineup.
So here comes McElrath, and she's behind 0-1 on Dighton. And Dighton goes low for ball 1.
Yeah, you don't want her to hurt you, so I think they're going to try to keep it away as much as they can.
Dighton in her last start against Iowa went 3 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, no walks, no strikeouts, and picked up the loss in those 3 2/3 innings. Hard ball, but down low. 3 balls and 1 strike for Addison McElrath.
Yeah, they've been keeping it down.
And a strike called. The pitch count goes full on McElrath.
Beautiful off-speed pitch. Really well done.
You had to be expecting it
Yes.
to be able to hit that. And swinging through, it'll be McElrath. And Dighton's strikeouts are climbing here now with 2 in the game.
She doubled up on that off-speed, which unexpected but very, very effective.
And Taylor Hogan now batting for the Panthers. Hogan with a 342 average, 2 home runs, 25 RBI on the season. Steps in and gets ahead in the count 1-0 with 2 outs. This Panther squad coached by Ryan Jacobs in his 16th season, 449 wins, 335 losses, and the assistants are Monica Wright and Garrett Fernal. Line drive through the infield to center field for a 2-out single by Taylor Hogan.
Just left that over the middle a little too much. Nice base hit up the middle. That's tough after you get that great strikeout. Come back and have that. Dighton's doing a great job, though, mixing it up.
Brooke Snyder, the batter now for Northern Iowa. 309 on base average. And down on the base paths in Hogan, dangerous runner, 11 stolen bases in 15 attempts.
Yeah, Rigby's ready back there.
Again, a jump at first base by Hogan. And the count goes even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Early goings, 2 hits for the Panthers, 1 hit for the Bulldogs in the top of the second inning. Popped up out of play, but falling behind in the count will be Brooke Snyder. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dighton's pitch has some great spin on it. We're seeing a lot of pop-ups. I think that's working really well for her today so far.
Off the plate outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
She was hoping for that one. Would have been nice to get a call. It was a little too outside, but really moving the ball around the plate.
This Panther team scores on average nearly 7 runs per game. And a line drive to left field, well hit by Brooke Snyder.
Just pulled that pitch.
And a pinch hitter coming in for the Northern Iowa Panthers as we see that hit. Great contact, right?
Great contact. She just pulled it down the line. Got out in front. Really nice hit to left field.
And batting for Northern Iowa will be Faith Standurski. Standurski with a 302 on base average. Little pop in her bat, 2 home runs, 11 RBI. And runners now on first and second base. Hogan at second, Snyder at first.
There's a good response, a nice strike for Dighton coming back after that hit.
Foul ball to the right side.
I would like to see Dighton keep throwing that off speed, even though, as you get down in the lineup, sometimes you don't have as much power, and so you tend to sometimes not do that. But I think up and down the lineup for this team, it'd be very effective.
Well, Standurski falling behind 0-2 in the count on Dighton. And a swinging strikeout, and the put out at first base retires Standurski and the Northern Iowa Panthers as they strand 2 on 2 hits. In the middle of 2, Bagels on the board. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
YouTube is the new home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Sign up now and get $100 off. Watch all your favorite NFL teams' out-of-market Sunday afternoon games all season long exclusively on YouTube and YouTube TV. Sign up now.
Dominic Toretto, you destroyed my family. And now, you'll have to watch who you love most die.
He's coming for you with everything.
What's the plan, Dom?
I'm not sure anymore. This is your last ride. You made one mistake. You never took my car.
Rated PG-13. Only in theaters May 19th.
Hey, Dad. What's the ocean like?
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
Golf to me is patience. That next round, that next shot, you know, it could be that start of a story.
It's weird to say, but golf is life.
It is. It's the ultimate game of life. I don't even want to say a game. It's more than a game.
New and existing customers can choose the phone they want, like the incredible iPhone 14 on us.
Not to brag, but I'm on Verizon now. And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free.
Not that you're bragging.
Choose the phone you want on us. Verizon.
Mid-60 day here in the springtime. Softball weather in the Midwest. And the Bulldogs and the Panthers locked in a 0-0 tie. And Bulldogs got their 6, 7, and 8 hitters up in Beitzinger, Vaultman, and Bedsworth. And Beitzinger will watch first strike called go by. Beitzinger on the year with a .344 on-base average. She started every game this season as a senior from Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Yeah, I like her approach at the plate. I think she can do some damage.
Thinking opposite field, but falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Panthers with 3 hits, Bulldogs with 1. Overall, the Missouri Valley Conference, 3 teams in the top 100 RPI rankings, 7 teams in the top 150. So top to bottom, a lot of productive teams here.
Yeah, and this game so far is, again, some great pitching, and we've seen runners on, but yet to see anybody get one across. I didn't see that.
Bulldogs with an ERA just over 4.5 as a team. And on the season, scoring just over 3 runs per game. But interestingly, these two teams have 1 or 2 common opponents outside of conference play. Bulldogs took 2 games from Iowa State out of the Big 12, and the chopper by Beitzinger gets over the glove of Lamprecht at first, and there's Beitzinger on second base.
And she just pulled that really well, and it was a tough hop. Tough hop there. And I like her speed. She just didn't hesitate and took off to second.
And Beitzinger takes advantage of the error by the Panthers. And boom, the Bulldogs bring up to the plate the player with 107 career RBIs, ranking 5th all-time in program history, and Emily Vaultman. Vaultman's career 20 home runs, 8th highest on the career rankings for the Bulldogs. 0 for the long ball.
She's had some great opportunities to make some things happen here. She's a good hitter.
For the Bulldogs, taking 2 from Iowa State. Northern Iowa dropping 2 games against Iowa State. And both teams went down to University of Missouri and came back with a loss on their balance sheet. Off the plate, foul ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Higher on Vaultman.
I like the fight in the Bulldog hitter so far.
Reaching as Vaultman, the ball goes falling out of play.
That's protecting the plate there. She was making sure she didn't strike out.
This Bulldog team, coached by Rich Calvert in his 21st season at the helm, 560 wins, 517 losses, and the count evens at 2-2. Tina D'Angelo handles the pitchers, Andy DeJesus and Courtney Bantz, the other assistant coaches, and of course Drake D'Angelo, the team manager. Popped up, calling for it at second is Hogan. And she'll grab out number 1 as Beitzinger holds at second.
That pitch had a ton of spin. really forced that pop up.
Bulldogs. Designated player number 22, Paige Bedsworth.
And for the Bulldogs, next up, it's Paige Bedsworth, their designated player. Truly a utility player, outfielder, and in the circle. And Beitzinger at second base. Beitzinger on the year, 2 for 2 in stolen bases.
Yeah, the base hit's going to score here. They got speed on second.
And the ball gets away from Pupillo. And down to third base goes Beitzinger.
Yeah, Pupillo's really struggled with that pitch. That she's got a great drop, but when they drop too soon off the plate, they're really hard to handle. And twice now she's had trouble with that pitch.
Well, and Kim, think of the challenge here. You have a first-year catcher with an outstanding bat, but she's pitching or catching a really strong staff.
Indeed. And those drops, those pitches that drop in the dirt that way are really hard to handle. And as her career goes on, she'll have a better chance at knowing what to do with those and knowing all the pitchers and doing a great job. But the advantage for Drake is the runner's on third.
And swinging through the pitch for a strikeout is Bedsworth. And quickly 2 outs now on the Bulldogs.
Batting next for the Bulldogs, shortstop 18, Sammy Miller.
Breaking
it. Yeah, you said that ball's just breaking in right on the hitter.
Drops down and breaks in. Those a tough pitch to follow.
With the wind blowing out, you're just seeing drop pitches as the strikeout pitch on a day like today.
Well, I think both. I've seen some up pitches as well. That was a great rise ball. It's out of the zone, but the ones that I've seen where they've been effectively striking people out have been those pitches that are down and away or down and in with some break on them.
And Sammy Miller at the plate for the Bulldogs. Count evens at 1-1. Miller on the year with a .240 on base average, playing shortstop. 1 home run, 8 RBI on the year.
Yeah, she's due for a hit here. Got a great bat.
Well, last year over at Des Moines Area Community College, 13 home runs, 68 RBI for the 5'3" junior. Off speed, popped foul, and going into foul territory is Lamprecht to catch out number 3. The Bulldogs get 1 runner on. She's stranded at third base. We've played 2. 0-0 the score. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
YouTube is the new home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Does this mean you can watch NFL Sunday Ticket without putting a satellite dish on your roof? Does this mean you can watch your favorite teams' out-of-market Sunday afternoon games? Does this mean all the players are technically YouTube celebrities now? Yes, to every one of those things. Get the lowest full season price of the year on YouTube and YouTube TV.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
What makes L'Oreal Paris Hyaluronic Acid Serum loved by so many?
Our highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid. Wrinkles are less visible by up to 47%.
Validated by dermatologists.
Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum by L'Oreal.
I'm the sizzle of this promposal.
Stacy!
And while Romeo over here is trying to look cool, things are about to heat up.
Darn it, Kyle!
And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you can end up paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Wind blowing out to center field here in Des Moines. Top of the third inning, 0-0 score. And the number 9 hitter in the Panther lineup, Darren Lamprecht, gets set to bat. Lamprecht with a .353 on base average to go along with her 7 home runs and 14 RBI.
Just up and down the lineup. Yeah.
That's your number 9 hitter in the lineup with 7
potential
dingers.
for just about anything. That's a great gift to have. Everybody's a threat.
And pitchers up in both bullpens. Bulldogs have 1 throwing, 2 throwing down in the Panther bullpen.
You know, I have to say, though, with Dighton throwing, you know, last time they played him, the Panthers scored in the first couple innings, so they're off to a better start. But that one,
Lamprecht with a drive over the wall.
Just as we speak. Just as I say, they kept him off the bases. Home run.
And Darren Lamprecht with a round tripper, her 8th round trip ticket of the season. And importantly, that puts a run on the board for the Panthers.
Well, I'm glad I brought that up.
And there's a good look at that home run, and you saw her hands extend.
Solid.
And Vaultman in right field just
No.
ran out of real estate.
There's really nothing you could do. That was a really nice hit to right field.
Now the Panthers with the lead, 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd. And a chopper off the plate. Panthers come into the game riding a winning 9 of their last 10. They swept Southern Illinois, a very good Southern Illinois team. And recently beat Drake 9-1 up in Cedar Falls. And Kylie Sanders with a grounder right to Leitner on the right side for out number 1. And it doesn't get any easier here with the number 2 batter in the lineup for Northern Iowa, Alexis Papillo. Papillo in the series against Southern Illinois, 6 of 8, 3 home runs. She drove in 7. And in the matchup against Drake, well, she just went 2 for 3 with 2 home runs and drove in 4. You can that's the week she had that got her the Newcomer of the Week award for the Valley.
They're just really talented up and down the lineup. When we were talking about the 9 hitter and she hits the home run, so now you've got you've got Papillo, who's really good hitter.
And just off the plate, 2 balls, 1 and no strikes on Papillo. Umpires in this game behind home plate is Susan Eads. Down at first base is Michael Smola. And at second base is Alec Azim.
There's that nice pitch inside, breaks a little bit, really tough to hit. Gets her with the strike.
To the right side, beyond the reach of Beitzinger, and Vaultman in right field throws it in to shortstop Miller, and Papillo will hold at first base.
Yeah, solid hit.
Beitzinger laying out just beyond her reach.
It was really hit hard. Just missed it, though. It was a great dive. Did her best to try to stop it. It's just like she got a lot of heat on that.
1 on and just 1 out for Madison Parks. Parks 6 of 11 in that Southern Illinois series. I'll say this tongue-in-cheek, just 1 home run. two RBI, and she went 2 for 2 in the last meeting with Drake. Top 4 hitters in the game against Drake went 1 for 4, 2 for 3, 2 for 2, 2 for 2, and combined for 3 home runs and drove in 8 runs for the Panthers. So this meat of the lineup is where the Bulldogs really have to concentrate. Parks to the left side, hops up on Miller. She knocks it down, but a hard hit ball by Parks, and we've got 2 runners on for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was a big bounce. Miller was on it. It just took a really rough bounce over her glove, and now we've got runners on first and second. And dodge it up.
So you're saying it doesn't get any easier?
No.
Well, the Bulldogs look to be making a pitching change as out comes Emma Dighton to a round of applause. She'll be responsible for the 2 runners on base. And coming into pitch for the Bulldogs looks like it'll be Paige Bedsworth. And yes, it is Bedsworth coming out of the dugout with a mask. And so let's take a look at the line for Paige Bedsworth on this season. Bedsworth 1 win, 5 losses, a 4.20 ERA. This will be her 16th appearance on the year, along with 7 starts. She's pitched 45 innings, giving up 48 hits, 27 earned runs, just 20 walks, and collecting 25 strikeouts.
Yeah, not having seen her pitch against Indiana State at one stretch there, I think I was very impressed with her off speed. She has a great rise ball, something that climbs, and right now it just looks like she's working it in and out and up.
So working on her pitches, and a pair of sunglasses coming into the game, it appears. Oh, a wrist.
Oh, yeah.
The pitches, a new set of pitches coming into Skylar Rigby. So Bulldogs make a change, and there's 2 runners on base, though. And Popilo at second base and Parks at first. Parks awarded a single on the sharply hit ball to the left side. As you said, Kim, that ball just really took a big hop.
It was hit hard.
Miller was on the point with it and just bounced right up over her
Miller
glove.
had the right angle. It just took a really big jump, a hop right over her glove. This is going to be really important for Bedsworth to get this first pitch in.
Well, and she's facing Maya Dodge, the reigning Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week. And Dodge, well, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, going 9 of 12. That's all you need to do to be Player of the Week.
Yeah.
And new look pitcher in Bedsworth, and she falls behind 2 balls and no strikes.
And that was a great pitch. It's this the umpire's not calling that anything above the waist. She's just not going to call it, so we're going to have to work around that. To me, it looked like a strike, and I think Bedsworth thought so too, but it's just not going to get called. So
one of those tough challenges when you come in is to learn the zone right away.
And you just have to work with it. I mean, as much as you want to fight it, you could keep trying, but at some point you have to make an adjustment. You don't want to get real behind on this hitter.
Wind is blowing out hard to center and left center.
There was her off speed.
And that was a little bit low, so 3 balls and 1 strike. The count on Maya Dodge. Dodge batting out of the number 4 spot in the order. And lifted to right center field on the run. And Lehman runs out of distance. A 3-run bomb by Maya Dodge. For Dodge, that's her 17th round trip ticket of the year. And she went down and just hit that right out of the park.
Yeah, I've called those satellite hits. That was high, high and far and out. Right, just to the right of the center field line, and she hit that. She hit that well.
And right now the jet stream is definitely pushing balls out over the wall. McElrath responds. Another high fly ball. This one over the wall. Back-to-back jacks for the Panthers. And an excited Panther bench as they now jump out to a 5-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Well, and I think Bedsworth is in a tough spot because she gave up the home run with the runners on, so she wants to get that first pitch in. That's just not gonna. It's too much over the plate.
Let her high right over the plate. Yeah. And Lehman didn't spend a lot of energy chasing after that.
No.
Balls. It was flying out. And the flag is stiff to center field right now.
They're getting some momentum from that wind as well.
Taylor Hogan, the batter for Northern Iowa. And that'll be foul left of the bag.
Good glove over there on third base with Koenig. Foul, but nice glove work.
Hogan batted 8 of 10 against Southern Illinois, drove in 6. 0-2, 0-3 in the matchup against Drake.
There's that change of speed. It just was high. I think she's going to have to use it, but I'm hoping she brings it back down over the knees. There it is.
And it was a strike to even the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a beautiful pitch.
The 2-2. Hit hard to left field. Wheeler going back near the track makes the catch for out number 2.
And she took something off of that, so that enabled it to hang in there and not get out of the park. So she's making some good adjustments. These hitters are just really good. Really, really good.
And Bedsworth in the circle now to face Brooke Snyder playing third base for the Panthers. Snyder 2 for 9 in the series against Southern. Of course, those 2 hits were 2 home runs, and she drove in 5. Both teams missing an important key to their squad. For the Bulldogs, they're missing their center fielder, Michaela Rice, who over the weekend wearing a boot, today in street shoes. So perhaps working through the challenge she has. And player you're not going to see for the Panthers today will be Emmy Wells. Wells, last year's MVC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, had off-season Tommy John surgery and is not available for the squad.
And to put that just in context, look how good UNI is without their very best player. It's they're talented up and down the lineup without her.
Movement on the pitch, but third ball called inside. 3 balls and 1 strike on Brooke Snyder. To Miller at short. Over to Leitner in time. And the Bulldogs close the door, but a 5-run inning here in the top of the third for the Panthers. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Visit ChevyDeals.com.
Let's go find them all. Tell Death I said hello.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23 with the Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
L'Oréal Paris introduces Color-Riche Intense Volume Matte. Shades of Conviction. Our first intense powdery matte. Boosted volume and up to 16-hour wear. to empower every woman. Color Riche Intense Volume Matte by L'Oréal Paris.
We're worth it.
Buell Field, fans for Panthers and Bulldogs here. And the bottom of the third inning, the Bulldogs look to respond to that 5-run eruption by Northern Iowa in the top. And they bring to the plate Haley Lehman, and Lehman in that Illinois State Series over the weekend batted 3 of 9.
Yeah, I mean, she got on base last time. I think she's got some confidence here. They just have to chip away.
Lehman with a leadoff single for the game for Drake, then stole second base. And she finds herself out in front, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, they need a base runner.
Northern Iowa now with 8 hits in the game. Drake with just 1.
That was a nice pitch right on the corner.
And called second strike, 2-2. Bulldogs record winning 4 of their last 10, but they've lost 5 straight. And over the weekend, they were swept by Illinois State here at home. Lifted to the left side. Will it stay in play? It does. No one able to catch up. And Lehman will reset with a 2-2 count at the plate.
I think she's battling. She's seeing the ball well, so good chance here for her.
Higher for the Panthers. She's been awarded the MVC Pitcher of the Week 4 times this season.
I think I can see why.
She did it 4 straight weeks,
yeah,
too.
She's very consistent. She doesn't miss by much anywhere around the plate, but it breaks. She's got great spin.
Last year she set her career high 17 wins, and off the glove of Snyder, and Lehman's going to be aboard for the second time in the game.
Yeah, again, that side of the field, she didn't chop it as much, but she got out there. It was really a tough play for the third baseman, off the top of her glove, and just too much speed. She's very quick.
And that'll be the second error of the game for the Panthers. For the Bulldogs, that's a leadoff runner on, and now the speedster Heidi Wheeler steps up to the plate for the Bulldogs. Wheeler last week, 2 of 4 with a double.
That was a good response by the Bulldogs after a tough inning to get their first batter on. I think that gives them a little bit of spark.
On higher, as I said, tied her career high 17 wins, looking to punch a new career high today. Last year earned second team All MVC honors. She's putting herself in a position to punch above the second team, if you will, this year. Wheeler, strikeout number 1 in the bottom of the third.
So Heyer came in with just a really nice rise pitch, and it climbed outside corner, really hard to hit. That fast of a pitch from her perspective where she was hitting from it. It was just a wonderful strikeout pitch.
And Emma Dighton, the batter for the Bulldogs. In the Illinois State Series, she was 0 for 8. And she'll take ball 1 there, but she was 2 of 3 against Northern Iowa in their midweek game last week. In the circle of the line for Dighton, 2 1/3 innings pitched. Gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, no walks, and got 3 strikeouts.
Dighton needs a line shot here because she popped up last time. lots of spin on it. Needs to get to it, and there's another prize ball.
And Lehman out on first base. Picked up her 11th stolen base of the year, and she's teasing down at first base here. Dighton taking all the way on the 3-0. And called first strike on the inside edge.
Yeah, I have not seen Drake not take on 3-0. They don't. I have yet to see anyone swing.
Foul back right off the tip of the glove. And now the count goes full on Emma Dighton.
And I think because they're behind, and I think they have to do that. That's not a bad idea, but it's 3-2 now, so she's got to make something happen.
And umpires call time as a ball comes in from the Bulldog bullpen. Bulldogs with 2 up in the pen. No one throwing in the Panthers bullpen, but a number of players standing down there, ready and waiting, I think. Off speed, popped up, out of play.
She's battling.
As are the fans in the stands running after that ball.
I like watching pitchers that hit, duke it out with another pitcher to see if they can outguess what they're going to throw.
Payoff pitch. Dighton lifts it, giving chase in foul territory is third baseman Snyder, who makes the catch. Good at bat, tough outcome for Emma Dighton.
Right.
Now batting for the Bulldogs. Catcher number
So Bulldogs bring to their plate their number 4 hitter, Skylar Rigby. Rigby 1 for 3 against Northern Iowa in their midweek matchup. Chopper to the right side. Hogan fields it cleanly, flips to Sanders, and gets the lead runner Lehman at second base to end the scoring threat here by the Bulldogs. In the bottom of the third, we played through 3, Northern Iowa 5, Drake 0. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Kids eat free at all Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee locations. Get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, and chicken fingers, while adults can enjoy burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee stores and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day. Only at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee.
Are you ready for the sports season? The licensed clinical experts at Select Physical Therapy are. Don't let aches, pains, or an injury keep you from watching your favorite team compete or participating in your favorite activities. Trust our physical therapists to help you feel better, faster, and to get you back to the things you love. With many convenient locations throughout the community, Select is here to help you heal. To schedule an appointment today, go to selectphysicaltherapy.com. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Back in Des Moines and back in the circle is going to be Paige Bedsworth, and she'll face Faith Standerski, outfielder for the Panthers. Standerski, strikeout victim in inning number 2. And Bedsworth pitching 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks and no strikeouts for the Bulldogs sophomore.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the adjustments on both sides. So they've seen Bedsworth's off speed, So we'll see if they'll make that adjustment, and I'm hoping that she still's going to bring some of that mixture back to UNI.
Line drive, fair ball down the left field line, and Standurski turns first, heading to second base with a stand-up double to left.
That ball hung over the plate. That was a tough one.
And Darren Lamprecht, the next batter for Northern Iowa.
Home run.
And the first baseman led off the scoring for the Panthers with a solo home run to lead off the third. And she steps to the plate here in the fourth.
Yeah, we'll see what Bedsworth does. Probably won't throw the pitch that she threw last time, would be my guess.
At least not at the same way, right?
No.
And that pitch knuckled into home plate.
They're such aggressive hitters. They're pulling that pitch. Just missed outside the line. Hit really hard.
1 ball, 1 strike on Lamprecht. Up high, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yep. She had that movement moving up.
David, your channel's open. Popped up. Rigby looking for it, dodging her helmet, makes the catch. Terrific hustle play by Rigby.
She had to dodge her helmet and the umpire to get to that. Well done. And then popped right up just to make sure the runner wasn't tagging up. Really, really great play.
And
so
she
she's
tossed
going to
her
go
helmet.
over the helmet into the umpire. It's great play. She really tracked that well.
Good effort by this junior from Huxley. And 0-1 count now on the top of the order, and Kylie Sanders. Sanders 0 for 2 in the game.
We give a shout out to the catchers too. They're doing a great job of framing those pitches, really helping those pitchers out. Both catchers are doing a good job of that.
David, can you close your channel, please? 1 ball, 1 strike on Sanders. And strike 2 called.
There's that beautiful change of pace. Just about twisted the hitter into the ground.
One and 2 count on the top of the order. Sanders, their shortstop. And she waits on it and hits it, gets ahead of it and hits it over to the right side.
That was a little bit of a change of pace, but she waited and sat back on it a little more. That's why I was kind of adjustment I was talking about, what they're going to do to that pitch if they can. They see it coming. It's really hard to sit back when you're aggressive hitters like they are. Yep, she did not go for it, but they did do a check. Nice pitch outside. Tried to get her to chase that. Came up short.
2 balls, 2 strikes up high. And she doesn't chase the floater up top, and the count goes full.
They're disciplined hitters.
Well, the team league leading in average at a .315 average, home runs per game, nearly 1.5 as that goes foul. Nearly 7 runs scoring. Those numbers are 27th, 8th, and 7th in the NCAA as well.
Solid up and down.
hard hit to the right side.
She pulled that. About took out their first base coach. And their on-deck batter. That was something. That's turning on that pitch. Woof.
Payoff pitch by Bedsworth. Hit hard to the right side again. But you talk about that pace of the pitch.
Yeah.
It's just keeping the hitter off balance, right?
Yes, I think Paige is doing a great job trying to do that. These hitters are really good anywhere on the plate, so her changing pace and trying to work her, it's hard.
Lifted to left center field. On the run is Lehman near the wall. Can't corral the ball. It caroms off the wall. Runner will score as Standurski comes in. And sliding safely at third is Kylie Sanders. An RBI triple for Sanders.
Yeah, Lehman hit that wall pretty hard. She's limping a little bit, but a really great try at that. It was off that fence in the left field, and she tagged this one.
Well hit to the opposite field. And just one out now for Alexis Papillo. Papillo 2 for 2 in the game with one run scored. And the ball gets away from Rigby. Running home is Sanders, who scores easily on no throw.
Unfortunately, that pitch got away from Paige and really tough to corral for the catcher. It was a pitch going down and it hit the dirt, bounced over the catcher's glove. It was just a tough pitch to handle back there. Run scored.
So a passed ball is the official scoring, and 7-0 lead here in the top of the fourth by Northern Iowa.
Well, I like the team coming together and just reassuring Bedsworth. She's got to just keep going. That was great. They gathered on the mound there for a minute.
And Papillo settles in. 1 ball, no strikes the count. And evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Good comeback pitch by Bedsworth.
Indeed. That just tells me a lot when you see a pitcher that comes back and fights hard and obviously disappointed, but just stays focused. And there's another one of those tough pitches for
And you're trying
Rigby.
to stay low. You're trying to stay away from the hitter, right?
Yes.
And down in the dirt is one of those options.
Yeah, and when you're throwing pitches that are breaking down, I mean, I find them one of the harder pitches to throw, and for catchers too, because if they break too early, you've got to pitch in the dirt, and then you're just it's also you've got to play the field, which is hard, and sometimes the bounce is not as easy as you'd like. I think my catcher would have said, "I'd rather have you throw a really high rise ball than throw that stuff in the dirt." It's no fun.
Papillo didn't realize she'd been issued a walk.
Oh, that's what was happening.
And then
there.
she hustles down to first base just to make sure they didn't take it back. But the Bulldogs look to be making a pitching change here in the top of the 4th inning. And coming into the circle for the Bulldogs will be Jamie Scheck. And Scheck out of the season with a 1 win and 3 losses. A 5.75 ERA. This will be her 10th appearance. She has 24 1/3 innings pitched, 29 hits, giving up 20 earned runs, 15 walks, and collecting 17 strikeouts. And Bedsworth will be responsible for the runner and Papillo on first base. And defensive change also as Paige Bedsworth is going to move out into left field as she leaves the circle, and coming in is Heidi Wheeler. So a few changes for the Bulldogs as they're trying to scratch out a run here against this Northern Iowa team, and Northern Iowa just keeps their foot on the gas. No scoring for the first 2 innings, then 5 in the third and 2 here so far in the fourth.
Just up and down the lineup there.
Well, it doesn't get easier. Madison Parks, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. Single and run scored in the third. And Papillo down at first base. Same recipe for Sheck. Stay low, stay away.
And I have to say I don't know enough about all our pitchers, but I would definitely stay low until you know. She's working that outside corner well. Just missing it a bit.
Sheck, a redshirt freshman from Palo, Iowa. Member of the 2020 Iowa 5A state championship squad for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And she redshirted her first year here at Drake. So really her first full-time year pitching, live pitching against these kinds of opponents.
It's a huge adjustment.
A drive to the hot corner. Koenig comes up firing over to Beitzinger. And they get the lead runner Papillo at second base.
That was a great play. She fielded it clean, had plenty of time to get the lead runner at second. Really well done. And so far, Sheck did a good job trying to keep that hitter from doing a big damage. So she got it in the ground, did her job.
So Parks down at first base on the fielder's choice, and Maya Dodge, the cleanup hitter. Well, Dodge did her damage in the third with that 3-run bomb. And going down to second base is going to be Parks, and she's in there safe ahead of the tag, and great throw right on the money by Skyler.
Ducked by the pitcher, really right on the money. That was so close.
Ooh.
She got there just a little bit earlier than the tag, but what a great throw. They just don't let up. UNI's stealing and 2 outs.
7-run lead, and they're stealing bases and hitting it hard.
Yes.
2-0 count on Dodge.
That pitch had a little gas on it. That's nice to see. Threw that hard.
Dodge, a sophomore from Hiawatha, Iowa. And Dodge, a first-team all-conference choice last year. MVC Freshman of the Year a year ago. And she gets away from Sheck and is down on first base. So now in the number 5 spot on the order is Addison McElrath, and she had a solo home run following Dodge.
Boy, that didn't miss by much. That was a nice down pitch. Too low. But not a bad place to throw her. You do not want to hang this up.
McElrath 1 for 2 in the game, a home run and a strikeout. And Sheck holding tough. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Off speed strike. Oh.
That was a beauty. Oh, that's good to see. Yeah.
And nice and low as well,
yeah.
right?
Yes. It's harder to reload on those low ones.
Up high, turning, Foul ball goes out of play.
That was a really effective pitch. She had that ball climb up and in and jammed her. And with 2 strikes, it wasn't that far off the plate. So, you know, you're going to have somebody like McElrath go ahead and try to hit that hard. So, good pitch.
Off speed down low. And going around is going to be McElrath, and that'll be a strikeout for Jamie Scheck. And that'll end the scoring threat by the Panthers here in the top of the 4th. They do get 2 more runs, 7-0 in the middle of 4.
Bring us their blood.
How do we always get into this?
Taste this!
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Golf to me is patience.
It's weird to say, but golf is life.
It is. It's the ultimate game of life.
You know, it's an individual sport.
You have to put in a lot of work to get minimally better. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You come back to improve.
That's why I love golf, is just every shot is different.
That next round, that next shot, you know, it could be that start of a story.
I don't even want to say a game. It's more than a game.
New and existing customers can choose the phone they want, like the incredible iPhone 14 on us.
Not to brag, but I'm on Verizon now. And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free.
Not that you're bragging.
Choose the phone you want on us. Verizon.
5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Bulldogs, and in control is Samantha Heyer. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for Heyer. And first pitch swinging is Carrie Koenig for the Bulldogs. Koenig a strikeout victim in the first inning for Drake.
That's a good aggressive first swing there.
And this Northern Iowa team, 17 of their 25 players from the Hawkeye State of Iowa. And for Drake, 14 of their 19 from here in the state of Iowa. This is the state of Iowa squaring off here tonight.
Indeed. Which is always fun to see. If you're an Iowa girl like me, it's nice to see those Iowa players challenging each other.
Koenig from Iowa City with a drive to right field, diving catch as Moss re-enters the game and makes an immediate impact. Big defensive stop out there in right.
Oh, so line shot to right field, and right before it comes to the ground, diving catch. I mean, laid out, totally laid out on that one. That's a beautiful catch, but really well hit. Well hit ball. Just an amazing catch. Again, not a lot of weaknesses on this team. Defensively, we haven't seen a ton, but what we have seen is still impressive.
And Aubrey Beitzinger, the batter for Drake. She got on board by an error in the second. Advanced all the way over to third on a passed ball. And got stranded there leading off in the second. Beitzinger, hard hit smash off the glove of Sanders, and a one-out single for Aubrey Beitzinger.
And the story of this is that these two hitters are hitting the ball hard, so they're starting to see this pitcher better, and maybe can string some things together. It tells me they're adjusting in there, finding their pitches in there.
And Emily Valtman settles in as the left-handed batter for Drake. Voltman on the year, a 295 on base average, 2 home runs. She's driven in 17, second best on the team. Chopper to higher, over to first base, heavy on the throw.
Wow.
As she uncorks a throw over to first, but Lamprecht keeps a foot on the bag but reaches high to make the catch.
That could have been damaging, but I love that pitchers can field. They also have to be able to throw overhand well, and she has a great arm. Don't get me wrong, Hire does. It just took off. That first baseman saved that throw.
The heart pumping a little heavier over at first base with that throw coming at you.
But I mean, again, Drake's hitting the ball hard. I mean, everybody that's come up has hit the ball hard this inning. That's a good sign. Pitching coach is now out there for UNI. And let's see. Which one is that? Is it Monica, right? Monica Wright
is
their pitching coach. Really doing a great job with her pitchers. Great time for her to call a timeout and get out there and reassure their pitcher she's doing the right things and get her back on track.
Well, and Hire, a fantastic hurler for this Northern Iowa squad. Team's second best ERA at 2.38 in the league. That's good for 43rd in the NCAAs. And Besworth, good contact, but this ball does go foul and out of play. Overall, as a staff, third best strikeout to walk ratio in the Missouri Valley. That shows you the pitching in this league. That's 12th best in the country.
Yeah.
And you're third in your league.
There's a lot of talented players in this league.
Murray State with a very strong pitching staff leading the way for the league. And the 1-1 pitch count to Bedsworth. And strike called number 2.
That curved across the plate into the corner. Lots of spin on it. Hard to keep track of. You can see it there. She's really got that down. That's a great pitch for her.
Beitzinger at second base. Bedsworth, deep drive to left field. Going back is Dodge at the wall. Makes the catch, and the Bulldogs stay in the yard. And dodges the bullet for the Northern Iowa Panthers as Bulldogs strand 1, score none. Through 4, Northern Iowa 7, Drake 0. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Hard hit. She hit that.
Bring us their blood. How do we always get into this? Taste this! Charge me up, charge me up. Charge me up, charge me up. Power up for power. Now I got.
What makes L'Oreal Paris Hyaluronic Acid Serum loved by so many?
Our highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid. Wrinkles are less visible by up to 47%.
Validated by dermatologists.
Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum by L'Oreal.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Six, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Northern Iowa, and Hogan, Snyder, and Moss. And first pitch hit right at Koenig, fires across the diamond. This one gets away from Leitner. And Hogan standing on second base on the errant throw. in the top and the bottom. We've just seen that ball just get away from the throwers.
Mm-hmm. She fielded it well. Just took off.
Impressive arm, but just
yes.
a little bit high.
Both of those throws were impressive.
So the Panthers with a runner on second bring up third baseman Brooks Snyder. Snyder 1 for 2 in the game. Had a single back in the second inning. Coming up next for Northern Iowa, they will travel to Illinois State, a team tied for second place in the Valley.
That was a great pitch. That really got her. So she had an off-speed pitch and threw inside, and really effective pitch for her.
Off speed down low by Scheck. So for Northern Iowa, they're at the second place team, Illinois State, and then they will host Drake on the 25th of April for game 3 of this 3-game series. This will be a pop-up in the infield. Miller comes in, Beitzinger steps in front and makes the catch at the last moment. So 1 out, and Hogan holds at second base.
That's one of those fly balls you do in practice, and you make people come close to one another and call each other off. And that ended up well. Could have been a collision.
And now Moss stepping to the plate. Line drive. Miller ranging back. Can't bring it in. And Moss will be aboard on first base.
She had a good angle. Sammy Miller had a good angle on that. Drop step and just outside of her glove.
So Moss had the great defensive play out in right field. Comes up to the plate.
Gets a
and
nice
just
base
blasts the ball out by the glove of Miller. And now the Panthers with 2 on, just 1 out for Darren Lamprecht. What's she been doing today? Yeah, solo home run in the 3rd. Just another day at the office for a Panther.
That didn't miss by much, that pitch.
Panthers on the season averaging 1.5 home runs per game. 3 round-trip tickets here today. As a team, this Panthers squad has been hitting above their season averages throughout their series here in the Missouri Valley.
Just as they go up and down the lineup, you can just put any one of them in there, and they just have potential to do damage. Everybody up and down the lineup.
The 1-1 by Scheck fouled off the netting.
Scheck's battling, going right at her on that one.
And Lamprecht falls behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good job by Rigby back there. That was in the dirt.
Lamprecht chasing her levels of 8 home runs last year, 25 RBI last year. She's got 8 home runs this year, matching that, but just 15 RBIs. And a hard hit ball to right field. Valtman coming in, and holding at third base will be Hogan. Coach Jacobs just had his hands up. Hold right there. But we're reaching an important milestone in college softball, as it's an 8-run through the 5th run rule, and the Panthers are up by 7 here with just 1 out in the top of the 5th.
And the Bulldogs were lucky on that because Leitner went over to cut that, and that was not a place you want to cut the ball because she could have been coming home. So I think it was lucky that Rigby got that off the top of the
pinch runner for Northern Iowa, McKenna Cooper, down at first base in place of Lamprecht.
Shortstop number 7, Kylie Sanders.
Cooper on the year with 1 stolen base attempt, 0 for 1 in stolen bases. But the bases are loaded for the top of the order in Kylie Sanders. Sanders with that RBI triple back in the 4th.
Again, just about anybody that gets up here to bat is going to potentially do some damage. I do think that was a great hit. I don't think I said that when I was talking about the throw coming in, but Lamprecht's hit was a great slicing ball, very hard to field.
1-1 pitch coming to Sanders. Lifted to left field on the chase as Bedsworth near the fence collides. Does not make the catch. That'll be a foul ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a tough one too because you want to get the out, but definitely if she caught that, there was going to be a run scoring because she definitely would have tagged up. So it may be better get this out.
Strikeout, infield fly, kind of the usuals, right?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely want an out.
Low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Kim, you mentioned it, you know, with the run rule and the bases loaded, Rigby behind the dish, an important stop there.
Indeed.
Up a little high, and now it'll be full count. And Sheck's got to be careful here with the bases loaded.
Yes, full count. I can tell you as a pitcher, it's exciting and also stressful place to be.
Sheck, the payoff pitch. Fouled off by Sanders.
Sheck's got to feel good about that. Give her some confidence.
Sanders, a lanky 5'9" sophomore shortstop for the Panthers. Line drive right at Sheck. In the infield, Miller home, and the force is good. Sharp heads-up play by Miller to come in and throw home.
Yeah, the runner on third and stopped because she wasn't sure if the pitcher had caught it, and then broke home, and luckily Sammy was quick to that ball and got it home for the forced play. Well done by Rigby, too, to make that play.
So your non-traditional pitcher to shortstop to home plate for the second out of the inning. Base is still loaded, and Alexis Papillo up for Northern Iowa. Papillo 2 for 2 in the game with a base on balls. 1 run scored, no RBI.
Sheck did a good job getting her glove on that. That came fast.
Papillo with 5 home runs last week. She drove in 11, earning the Newcomer of the Week award for the Valley. And Sheck.
Yeah, right at her.
0-2 now the count on Papillo.
That shows some confidence. She went right at her.
And Sheck approaching. Strikeout for Jamie Sheck. And the Bulldogs get out of a jam as the Panthers leave them loaded here in the top of the 5th. In the middle of 5, 7-0 the Panthers on top. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
New and existing customers can choose the phone they want, like the incredible iPhone 14 on us.
Not to brag, but I'm on Verizon now.
Wow.
And I got to choose the phone I wanted for free. Not bragging.
You're bragging.
Who, me? Never. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Your Royal Highness, sir.
Okay, that's a brag.
New and existing customers can choose the phone they want, like the incredible iPhone 14 on us.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Golf to me is patience. That next round, that next shot, you know, it could be that start of a story.
It's weird to say, but golf is life.
It is. It's the ultimate game of life. I don't even want to say a game. It's more than a game.
Kim, Jamie Scheck just shut the door on one of the toughest outs in the Missouri Valley Conference in the top of the inning with the bases loaded. And the Bulldogs turn it over now to their number 9 hitter and Sammy Miller.
Yeah, she did not back down. She went right for how do you say her name?
Pupillo.
I knew I was going to mess it up. Yeah, that was a great out for them. And Hires still doing such a great, solid job on the UNI side. Amazing.
And so Sammy Miller, you saw her the pickup and the assist on the throw home. See if she can turn that defense into some offense. She falls behind 0-1. And Higher right down the pipe, but just off for 1 ball and 1 strike. But she had some mustard on that pitch.
Oh, yeah. And that's that place that the umpire is not giving her. Even though it's a beautiful pitch, just that, just above the waist.
Down low, 2 balls and 1 strike on the Bulldog shortstop.
That was a good stop by Pupillo on that. That was in the dirt.
Hard hit to left field, in the left center gap. Miller on the run, turning first, heading to second, and she's sliding in with a leadoff double for the Bulldogs. She does turn the defense over into offense.
Again, from your mouth to the field. You do such a great job. A great job with that. I'm really impressed. And it was fun to see the wheels on Sammy Miller. She is quick. That was a great hit in the gap.
So the gapper for Miller, and now the top of the order for the Bulldogs. And Lehman's been on 2 times in this game. Once by error, once with a single, one stolen base in the game. So a good line for Lehman here at the top of the order for Drake.
She's been seeing the ball well, I think. And I bet the third baseman's ready this time. I think she's hit at her a couple times here.
Power pitch swinging through is Lehman. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Infield's in a little bit.
Miller at second base for Drake. 1-1 in the stolen base category.
That came in high. She's been given that third baseman fits. That chopper and then another line shot over there.
Fouled off the netting. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Slap to the left side. Coming up with it is Sanders over to first base and Lamprecht.
She advanced the runner to third. Defensively, they probably played that as well as you could play it. Their shortstop was in. Really nice play by the shortstop.
And now for the Bulldogs, a batting lineup change. Addie Leitner coming in for Drake. Leitner playing first, batting in place of Heidi Wheeler. And Leitner behind 0-1 in the count.
Pulled that down the line.
Leitner on the year, 348 slugging percentage, 311 on base average, 3 home runs, second best on the team, and she's driven in 12. And she's got an opportunity to add to that RBI tally with Miller standing on third base. Popped foul, out of play. And so the count holds at 0-2.
She's got a good bat.
Wind blowing out to center field. Just one out for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 5th. To left side, Snyder up, snipers over to first. And coming in safe is the slide by Miller.
Wow.
And Kim, the swipe by Pupillo was before Miller got to the base.
It was early. So that was amazing because she was kind of dead out, to be honest with you. Amazingly quick throw to first, and they turned it. And Sammy, I think that the nice thing about softball is you can make things happen when you put pressure on. So it was a great play for Drake.
So Pupillo with the early swipe, and that allowed Miller to slide in home.
Again, we said she's a first-year catcher, so those kind of things can happen. Timing's amazingly hard in that situation, and she just swiped the glove too early, and Sammy got around it, and so otherwise she would, timing-wise, was out.
So Pupillo's got to learn, and that's a skill, I assume. The feeling
skill.
where that runner is to know when to come around.
It looks like it'd be easy. It's so hard, really hard. And of course, with every runner, you have a different kind of slide, different kind of speed. So.
And Emma Dighton for Drake getting the better of Heyer here, out in front 3-0 on the count. Although Dighton has been a fly-out victim, first to second base, then to third base. And taken all the way is Dighton, and she'll trot down to first base with a 2-out base on balls.
Yeah, that surprises me because Heyer's been so good about coming back after any kind of tough situation. So.
Well, that's just the second walk awarded by Heyer on the game. And now to the hot part of the lineup for Drake and Rigby, followed by Koenig.
Yeah, I just haven't seen Heyer miss like 4 pitches in a row around the plate. She's usually somewhere around the plate. So I don't see anybody warming up, though, really. She's a seasoned.
And Rigby turns, but the ball's going to go foul and out of play. Good contact by the junior from Huxley.
She turned on that.
1 ball, 1 strike on Skylar Rigby. To the right side, through the infield, and Dighton holds at second base on the drive to right field by Rigby.
And again, we're seeing the Drake side, they're seeing the ball really well, hitting the gap. Took that pitch on the outside corner, just drove it to right field, followed the path of the ball, and did a really nice job getting it in the gap. They've had some good swings.
Rigby 1 for 3 in the first game against Northern Iowa, and now Carrie Koenig will be the next batter for Drake. She was 1 for 2 against Northern Iowa. Well, there's some defensive changes going on for the Panthers in the outfield, it appears.
The Coach Wright's out there, their pitching coach, talking to Heyer and Pupillo.
No changes in the outfield, just kind of touching base, establishing some strategy. 2 outs, you're reminding them there's 2 outs. Obviously, third base is a force.
I imagine the pitching coach is wondering whether she's getting tired or, you know, what the status is of her arm at this point. And like every good pitcher, she wants to stay in.
And at 93 pitches, she should have some gas in the tank. And she gets a swinging strike on Koenig in her first pitch back.
Yeah, she brought some heat on that.
Koenig in the game, struck out in the first, line drive to right field for an out. And other than the defensive efforts in right field by Moss, that would have been to the wall.
Indeed.
Smack to right field, but out of play.
You got to give some credit to these Bulldogs. They're coming up to the plate with the desire to get that hit. I love their swinging away and doing some damage here.
And Griff would be proud of the tenacity of these Bulldogs.
Indeed.
Pass ball, your wild pitch gets away from the catcher Papillo. And runners advance one base, Rigby over to second and Dighton over to third. 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strike, and in a big situation now for Koenig.
Yeah, Hires throws really hard, so when she throws in the dirt, it's just really hard to handle. And did not get that block down.
And down goes Koenig on the strikeout as Hire comes back and shuts the door on the Bulldogs. Strikeouts to end the top of the 5th and the bottom of the 5th through 5. Northern Iowa 7, Drake 1. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Kids eat free at all Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee locations. Get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, and chicken fingers, while adults can enjoy burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee stores and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day. Only at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
And new pitcher in the circle for the Bulldogs. They bring in number 41, Allie Timmons. 0 wins, 0 losses for Timmons. This will be her 3rd appearance of the year, a 10.50 ERA. 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, giving up 3 runs, all 3 earned, no walks, and no strikeouts for the senior from Davenport Assumption.
Got that first pitch in, so that's a good start for her.
And Timmons, the tallest stature on the squad at 6 foot 1 inches tall. Off-speed pitch just off the plate for ball number 1. 1-1 count on Madison Parks. Parks 1 for 3 in the game with a stolen base and a run scored. 3, 4, and 5 hitters as Parks looks to use her speed to bunt onto first, but instead falls behind 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm amazed by all the statistics that you know her height, our pitcher's height. I love it. It's
all the credit goes to the sports information team.
I know. Well done, folks. It's just so great. I was thinking to myself, this is a tall pitcher. I wonder how tall.
She would be 6 foot 1.
Yeah, I know now. I'm so excited to know these details.
High fly ball, but Bedsworth unable to get under it, so Returning the plate will be Parks.
And there's something to be said for some heights with pitching. I was short, so it's hard. You get some good long strides in there. You can get some good pitches from that stature.
And Timmons defensively is pitching to Kristen Arias as Parks drives the ball hard to the left side for a leadoff single.
She left that over the plate a little too much. Really well hit.
Here's the offering by Timmons coming into home. And going the opposite field with it was Parks. And now a runner on for Maya Dodge. Dodge with that 3-run homer back in the third. Her only hit of the game.
I'd take that if it was my only hit.
Against these pitchers,
wow,
I'd be happy to put bat on ball.
Exactly.
I'm pretty confident I could look really silly out there in a hurry. Ball's in the dirt, and running down to second base will be Parks. The new catcher Arias keeping that ball in front of her.
I sound a little like a broken record, but they're not, you know, UNI's not letting up at all. They're stealing. They're a great team.
Timmons, the offering driven hard to right field. Coming home from second is Parks, and heading over to third is Maya Dodge. Throw coming in, not in time. And a no-out triple RBI for Maya Dodge.
She's got some wheels. That ball, when a ball is hit in a corner like that and it rolls to the corner of the outfield, it is so hard. That was too much over the plate, I'm afraid, but she just followed the path of the ball and went right to right field, took it to that corner, which is just so hard.
Just a dead zone for the ball, right? Yeah. And Timmons bounces that one across the plate for ball number 1. Dodge at third base. The reigning Missouri Valley pitcher, Missouri Valley Player of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
And framed by Arias, Timmons gets the strike call. 1 ball and 1 strike on McElrath. McElrath with a home run following the bomb by Dodge. Other than that, 2 strikeouts on her line. Doesn't chase the high ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Panthers push their lead back to 7. 8-1 here in the top of the 6th.
Hey, there was a nice off speed there.
And McElrath held off, and the count goes 2-2. Panthers with 5 runs in the third, scoring first. Added 2 in the fourth and another in the 6th. And oh, what a nasty pitch. And the strikeout by McElrath.
Oh, my goodness. I love that pitch. That just had her way out in front. This is a great changeup.
You wouldn't throw me a changeup again, would you?
Oh, my goodness.
How about a slower changeup?
Wow. That dropped about 15 miles an hour. That just fell off. Well done.
1 out now for Taylor Hogan. Hogan 1 for 3 in the game. Hogan last year a first-team all-conference choice from Waterloo, Iowa. Timmons throwing the off-speed for strikes.
It makes them second guess, that's for sure. And she's starting to throw it well. Looks like she's getting some confidence in that pitch.
She wouldn't go back-to-back again, would she? Koenig with the pickup, looks back the runner over to first. Fantastic defense by Koenig.
Yeah, that runner didn't get very far off at all. Held her really well. Great throw, too.
Yes.
Last time it was really, really high, and she just did a great adjustment and helped their pitcher out as well.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Panthers. This looks to be Hannah Kelly. Kelly, her junior year, part of the MVC All-Tournament team. Now a redshirt senior from Davenport, Iowa. Kelly batting .270 on the year, .343 on base average, with 1 home run and 14 driven in. And Timmons' first offering, ball 1. Holding at third base is Maya Dodge. Dodge with 4 RBI in the game.
There it is.
Beautiful offering by Timmons. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You got to keep these hitters guessing. They're pretty savvy at the plate.
Lifted, foul ball, gets out of play over the dugout of the Panthers.
Yeah, that had some movement outside. We'll see if she comes with some off speed here.
Well, Timmons out in front, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, she make pitch a chase pitch here. There
Kelly
it is.
lifted. There's Leitner to make the catch.
There's that changeup.
And the Panthers strand 1 at third base following the triple by Dodge. 7-run lead for the Panthers over the Bulldogs in the middle of 6th. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Visit ChevyDeals.com.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy, you can save everything, every memory, every detail, everything you've worked so hard for. Once it comes time to actually make a claim, a cheap insurance policy can really cost you. Why not protect everything that matters with a policy from West Bend? Because the worst brings out our best.
It's faster. It's electric. It's a new era. It's gone! Give us baseball at its best. Sunday Night Baseball. Sundays at 7. All season long on ESPN.
6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Bulldogs will face a new pitcher for the Panthers. This coming in, Kaylin Packard. Packard, a 5'5" redshirt senior from Beloit, Wisconsin. Transferred from Missouri, Kansas City to join this Panther program. And on the year, Packard, a 2.73 ERA, 9 wins, 5 losses. This will be her 23rd appearance on the year. 89 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 78 hits, just 35 earned runs, 41 walks, and striking out 106 batters. It's really a 1-2 punch between Heyer and Packard here in the circle for the Panthers.
Definitely not losing any ground. She's throwing some heat too on her pitches.
For Heyer, she leaves the game, 5 innings pitched, 97 pitches, 4 hits, giving up 1 run, which was earned, 2 walks, and gathering 5 strikeouts. Beitzinger in the game, 1 for 2. A single and on board by error, so she's been on board both times she's had a plate appearance.
makes it a new challenge for the Drake hitters. They were starting to time higher a little bit, so now it's a new ball game here.
And Beitzinger unable to find the right timing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Panthers with 14 hits, Bulldogs with 4. Two errors on the Panthers, 1 on the Bulldogs. Off-speed pitch lifted, and Snyder in foul territory makes the catch on the left side.
That definitely threw her off, that pitch.
So one of the career leaders in RBI and home run for the Bulldogs, Emily Voltman, now at the plate for Drake. Voltman 0 for 2 in the game, flying out to second base and being thrown out at first base. Off speed. You see Voltman just hold up and wait.
It's a gnarly one because it also is spinning. It's got a weird spin and it's spinning down. So I'm not sure if she's knuckling that back or what she's doing, but it definitely doesn't have just a natural spin. It's
inside. Voltman swings through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Packard a 2-time first team All MVC choice for this squad.
Yeah, that change up or that change of speed, we used to say that's like laughing at you on the way in because it's just going.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah, there it is. It's a beauty.
Oh, and Voltman just trying her hardest.
Wow, that's a beautiful pitch. It's hard to track it because she's throwing with the same motion, the same momentum with her swing, and then look at it, see how it just dies.
And on the inside, on the hands, that's a tough spot anyway.
And it's spinning down. It's really hard to track.
So Bedsworth, the batter now for Drake. First pitch swinging. Charging is Hogan, unable to corral it the first time. Sticks with it and gets Bedsworth at first base. So a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 6th. Through 6, 8-1, the Panthers lead. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high output engine. Visit ChevyDeals.com.
I was born here, I'm from here, and I'm never leaving here. I'm a New York hotel. Yeah, I'm tall. 563 feet and 2 inches. I'm on top of the world. I'm looking for someone who needs a weekend in the city, who likes being in the middle of it all. You hungry? I know a place. And a few others nearby. It's the city that never sleeps. But hey, if you need a last-minute spot, I've got you covered. Let's link up at Hotels.com.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy, you can save everything. Every memory, every detail, everything you've worked so hard for. Once it comes time to actually make a claim, a cheap insurance policy can really cost you. Why not protect everything that matters with a policy from West Bend? Because the worst brings out our best.
Lights are on here at Buell Field. Allie Timmons back in the circle for Drake and facing the #8 hitter, Sammy Moss. Moss, a year ago, a member of the MVC All-Tournament team. Redshirt junior from Mount Vernon, Iowa, and Bulldog fans know how good that Mount Vernon program is, as it produced a Libby Ryan shortstop for this squad.
They do have good softball up there.
Moss 1 for 1 in the game. And she's out ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes. And Arias looking back at home plate umpire Eads. Really? You sure about that one?
That's tough because it looks like it's out on the corner, but again, anything that's high and on the corner, she's not been calling tonight.
And down low, and so the leadoff batter Moss gets away from Timmons for a leadoff base runner. And now Darren Lamprecht returns to the plate for the Panthers, and Lamprecht has been effective, 2 for 3, driven in 1, and 1 home run to her credit.
Yeah, and that last hit was well done too out in the right field. She hits hard.
Lifted to shallow center field, coming in is Bedsworth. She'll make the catch in shallow left field, and scampering back will be Moss to first base.
I think Sheck will take that. Based on what she's done.
So now the top of the order for the Panthers returns, and Kylie Sanders. Sanders 1 for 4 with an RBI. And this one lifted on the run is Lehman, easily catching up to the ball. Good speed in center field by Lehman to grab out number 2.
And I have to tell you, after you walk somebody and you get an out and then you get a 1-pitch fly ball out, you're a happy pitcher. You just are, especially against UNI, against anybody, but against this team. Well done in the outfield.
And Alexis Papillo, the batter for Northern Iowa. And she's just locked and loaded over the last 10 days. 2 for 3 in this game. 1 run scored. Single in the first, a single in the third. Smash down the right field line, dusts the line. That's rattling around by Valtman, coming around third. Moss sliding home, she'll score. And a 9-1 advantage for Northern Iowa on the double by Alexis Papillo.
They scored, but great backup by the pitcher on that throw. There another one could have advanced, so that was a great hit. She pulled that so tight down the off the wall in that dead corner.
And good speed by Moss to make it around.
Very much so. UNI's got speed too, on top of all the power.
And thinking of speed, Madison Parks comes up. Parks in the game, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Parks with a stolen base in the game as well. Just 1 stolen base by Northern Iowa in the game, 1 stolen base by Drake. And Parks now in a hole 0-2.
Yeah, I haven't seen Sheck's off speed here. There it is.
And 1 ball, 2 strikes, Timmons to Parks. Papillo at second base. Top of the 7th. Swing, foul tip.
Good change of
staying
pace.
alive is Parks.
You always get the feeling they're never out of it. When they're up to bat, even with 2 strikes, they seem to track the ball well.
Hit hard, left center field. Lehman on the run at the track.
What a great jump.
Makes the catch and retires
Really
the threat
jump.
here by Parks and the Panthers. But the Panthers spot with a lead of 8 runs, 9-1 here going into the bottom of the 7th. The Bulldogs look to respond with their hitters number 9, 1, and 2 in the order. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
At Broadlawns, we're dedicated to the health of our community. One boo-boo healed, one family born, one return to glory at a time. Find your healthy at Broadlawns. In the OR, the best tools are your surgeon's hands. And now with the addition of surgical assisting robots, those hands are more precise than ever. Find your healthy at Broadlawns.
Are you ready for the sports season? The licensed clinical experts at Select Physical Therapy are. Don't let aches, pains, or an injury keep you from watching your favorite team compete or participating in your favorite activities. Trust our physical therapists to help you feel better, faster, and to get you back to the things you love. With many convenient locations throughout the community, Select is here to help you heal. To schedule an appointment today, go to selectphysicaltherapy.com. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Bulldogs dugout getting ready here for the bottom of the 7th. Rally mode in place, and Sammy Miller, she's got one of the Bulldogs' 4 hits. She'll lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. And Packard goes outside for ball 1. Right behind Miller, another player with a hit in the game, Haley Lehman. Lehman's been on twice in the game.
Done a great job in the outfield as well.
Showing her great speed.
Oh, yeah.
Lifted up by Miller in the infield. Calling for it is Lamprecht. And the first baseman will make the catch on out number 1.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, center fielder, number 8.
So Lamprecht with the catch, and now Lehman the batter for Drake. Lehman 1 for 3 in the game with a stolen base. And in the on-deck circle behind Lehman is Addie Leitner. And Wheeler quickly out in front, 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0, the count on Lehman.
She's working that outside corner on this lefty.
Packard without a save on the season, not traditionally the closer for the squad.
Nice
late in
movement.
the season, getting some good experience in a new role, right?
Yes, a very nice change of pace for her, I'm sure. I'm sure postseason or getting towards the end of the season, they have to do a lot of things to make their pitching staff work, and so it's probably good to see her in this position.
A liner
Really
left
nice
field.
hit.
This could be extra bases for Lehman. Around first and sliding into second for a 1-out double is Haley Lehman.
See, she brought it in. Yes, brought it over the plate. Really well read by Lehman.
So Addie Leitner now stays in the second spot of the Bulldogs order, and she's got a speedy runner on second base. And Kim, the Bulldogs just need to chip away here.
They really do. This is, it's tough when you're down by 8 runs, but you just think of it as an at-bat. Just go up and get your at-bat and make something happen. Get in the moment here.
Leitner's pop foul goes out of play.
She needs to straighten one out here. She's got great power.
And Leitner picked up an RBI back in the 5th. As another one shot over the left side, fielded by Snyder, and advancing to third will be the runner Lehman. But now 2 outs for the Bulldogs.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, designated player number
And
16.
if there's a bat you want to come alive right now, it's the Bulldogs
right.
leader
That's
in home
right.
runs with 6, and that's Emma Dighton.
She's due.
Flag still flying out to left center field.
Getting to watch both pitchers, Hire and Packard. It's great to see the difference in the way they pitch. I can see why they're so successful because they have 2 really different pitchers doing really good things. Very impressive. It gives other teams fits. Well, they've proven that it gives other teams fits. I don't even have to guess about
effective.
that. Oh, there's that nasty pitch.
Even when it hit the dirt, it was still spinning.
Yes, absolutely. It just stops you in your tracks. It's a thing of beauty as a pitcher. I can't get enough of it. It's so amazing to watch. Oh,
Dighton hard hit
yes.
through the left side. Attempt by Sanders, but not in time as
Look at
Dighton's
that.
aboard with an RBI single.
Got it in the hole. There's some fight in these Bulldogs. It's good to see them just taking it at bat and doing what they can do.
On with the Drake relays coming here. Here's a good look at that drive. Good effort by Sanders deep in the hole, just too far.
Yes, she did stop that ball from going any further, but
On up next for the Bulldogs with the Drake relays coming around the corner. It's an 8-game road trip for the softball squad. They'll be at Valpo for a 3-game series. They'll head over to Northern Iowa for the finale of this 3-game set. And then they travel to Nashville and meet Belmont for their first trip down to the Music City. And Arias pops it out of play and falls behind in the count 0-2. Arias on the year, 375 on base average, no home runs, 2 RBI for the redshirt senior from Fresno, California, and she'll go down on strikes here, and that will end the game for the Northern Iowa Panthers with a 9-2 victory over Drake. But Kim, your collective thoughts as you reflect on the game.
well, UNI is as good as they looked on paper, for sure. And I saw some fight in the Bulldogs. I was really pleased to see them not give up and really fight it out even the last inning. And saw some great hitting today from the Bulldogs. So, and then the pitching was really, I thought, pretty impressive on both sides because Drake showed a lot of pitchers I haven't seen, and they did a good job. Came in and did a really good job. So should be good postseason.
For Kim Jones, I'm Kevin Croft saying so long from Des Moines, Iowa, where the final score is Northern Iowa 9, Drake 2. This has been a presentation of ESPN.